नहमदुहु व नुसल्ली अला रसूलिल करीम अम्मा बाद फ़ऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर रहमानिर रहीम अस्सलामु अलैकुम माय नेम इज़ इंजीनियर फरहान तनवीर and today is our ninth lab for the CCNA 200-301 certification free online course. Basically in today's lab we will be dealing with how to configure a switch from scratch, or you can say that the today's lab is about the basic administrative functions of a switch. In today's lab we will be dealing with the same configurations that we did for a router, but along with those configurations we will be learning how the switch populates its MAC address table, and how is the MAC address aging time influencing the population of its MAC address table. Plus we will also see that in a switch how do we set the IP address for a layer 2 switch, because we know that the layer 2 switches work on purely MAC addresses and their interfaces do not allow us to add IP addresses to them. Also we will be learning in today's lab about the native virtual LAN, that is the virtual LAN number 1, that is the by default virtual LAN of a switch. So now moving on to our lab. So starting our lab number 9 for the CCNA 200-301 free online certification course. Basically in today's lab we will be learning about how to configure a switch from scratch, or basic CLI functions of a switch. So our tasks for today's lab are basically 10 different tasks which are listed over here. That is setting the host name, setting IP address for a switch, checking the MAC address table, switch MAC address learning and forwarding, and there are many more tasks as they are mentioned over here. So one thing what we should remember is that the basic modes of a switch are basically same as that of a router. That is, we have the user mode, uh, and the enable mode, and the global configuration mode, and then the specific configuration mode along with the ROM monitor mode. So many functions or many CLI functions of a switch are the same as that of a router, but there are some different aspects of switch configuration also. For example, you cannot set on a layer 2 switch the IP address on a particular interface. However, you can set IP address for a switch by configuring its virtual LAN number 1 interface, so that you can ping a switch to check whether the switch is alive or not. So we are going to start our lab, and moving to the packet tracer work area. So here I am selecting a 2960 switch. Basically it is a Cisco Catalyst switch, and now double clicking on this switch symbol and zooming in. This is the port configuration of our 2960 switch. There are 24 fast Ethernet ports ranging from fast Ethernet 0/1 till fast Ethernet 0/24. And on the 2960 switch, there are also 2 gigabit ports available to you, gigabit Ethernet ports. These are two of them. And these ports you can also attach the fiber optics cables. Now moving into the CLI tab, and here we are, press return to get started. This is the switch user mode. Now typing the enable command just like we did in case of router, and then the configure terminal command to move into the global configuration mode. So the first task was to set the host name. So I am setting the host name switch1 as w1. So this is now set, and I can check this thing also in my running configuration by the show run command. So here you can see that the host name is switch1. These are the empty configurations which we will be configuring our for which we will be configuring our switch right now. And now moving to our second task. The second task is the setting the IP address of a switch. So I told you that if I set the IP address for a particular interface. For example, this switch has the interface fast Ethernet 0/1. Now, if I configure the IP address, so it is not listing this command, and you can see that it is listing this command as an unrecognized command. Why so? Because it is a layer 2 switch, and at a layer 2 switch you cannot configure IP address for a particular interface. So now how to configure the IP address for a router so that we can ping this for a switch, sorry, so that we can ping this switch and check its connectivity. So the method to configure an IP address for a switch is to move into its native virtual LAN. By default, the switch has only a single virtual LAN created on it, that is the virtual LAN number 1. This is also known as the native virtual LAN. See, in the show run configuration, there is the interface VLAN 1. So all the 24 fast Ethernet ports and the 2 gigabit Ethernet ports of this switch will be by default in the virtual LAN number 1. So I am moving into the virtual LAN number 1. This is the VLAN 1, and here I can configure the IP address for this switch. So I am configuring 10.1.1.1 with the subnet mask of class C IP address by default, and then no shutdown. So this is the VLAN 1 IP configuration setting for this switch. And now I can check this also in my show run configuration. This is your VLAN 1 configuration. Now this interface is now up. So now this switch can be pinged by the help of this particular IP address from any node belonging to the same subnet. So now in order to check the ping connectivity, I am now attaching an end device. Let's say a PC is attached to this switch, and by default all the ports are in the virtual LAN number 1, as I told you. So you can attach this fast Ethernet port of your PC to any of the available fast Ethernet 24 fast Ethernet ports and 2 gigabit Ethernet ports of our switch. As you can see from this pop-up chart, that all the 24 ports and the gigabit Ethernet ports are in the VLAN 1. The link is down, but the VLAN 1 link is up, and it is also configured with an IP address. You can see in the pop-up chart. So I am attaching to any of the fast Ethernet port available to me, and this link will take up nearly 30 seconds to turn up because of the spanning tree protocol that we will be learning in our upcoming labs, the STP and the RSTP, the MSTP protocol, etc. So we have to wait for nearly 30 seconds so that this link becomes up. Now this link is good to go. Now I will be configuring the IP address of my switch. This is the IP address setting 10.1.1.1. The subnet mask was 255, sorry, 10. The IP address was 10.1.1.2. And then the 255.255.255.0, the default gateway, you can set it to that of the virtual LAN number 1 interface of your switch. Uh, and you can also leave it empty. There isn't any problem. So now this link is now IP configured. Now I am pinging my switch from the command mode DOS of my PC. So the switch was given the IP address 10.1.1.1. So now this ping must be successful because the virtual LAN number 1 interface of my switch was turned up. So you can see that the ping is successful as the TTL is received, and 4 ping ICMP packets were sent, and out of those, all the 4 ICMP packets are echoed back to us, and there is 0% loss. So this is the way to configure the IP address for a switch. You cannot configure the IP address on a particular interface. Now checking the MAC address table, by default you should remember that if you connect any device to a switch, then until the device starts some conversation, the switch does not learn the MAC address of that PC. That I can show you by connecting another PC or another node with my switch. This is another PC, and I am attaching this PC fast Ethernet 0 port, fast Ethernet port to any of the available fast Ethernet ports on my switch. Waiting for this link to get turned up, and then I will check the MAC address table, and I will see that the MAC address of this PC2 will be present there, but this PC3 MAC address will not be present until I start some conversation between these two switches. I am also configuring the IP address for this PC, that is 10.1.1. Let's say 4, and the subnet mask 255.255.0, and then 10.1.1.1, let's say. So this link is up. Now I will be checking the MAC address table of my switch. The MAC address table of the switch can be checked by this simple command, show MAC address dash table. So here you can see that none of the MAC address is now present over here. Now I will be pinging this switch from this PC, and then we will check if the MAC address is there or not. Now I have pinged this switch, then again checking the MAC address table, and now you can see that the MAC address of my first PC is now present over here, 405B. You can verify it also, moving your cursor on the PC, and there you can see that its fast Ethernet 0 port in the first row is having the same MAC address 405B. And what about this PC? This PC has the MAC address 00D058BB32A8, but this MAC address is not present in the uh, MAC address table of my switch. Why so? Because at present there is no communication from this particular PC to this switch. Now, if you ping the switch or you communicate between PC3 and PC2, then its MAC address will be learned by the switch. Basically, the switch, whenever gets started, its MAC address table is completely cleared. Now, when it receives any frame from any particular interface, then it learns the MAC address of the source PC. And what about the destination PC MAC address? In the beginning, it does not know about where is the destination PC. So a unicast frame will be broadcasted over all the active ports available on the switch, because in the beginning switch does not know where is the destination PC. When the reply comes from the destination PC, then the switch learns about the destination MAC address, and from that point onwards, if the communication takes place between the same two PCs, then it will be forwarded as only unicast. So in the beginning, the PC2 pinged this switch 4, and therefore the PC2's MAC address will be learned by the switch 4, but here the PC3 hasn't done anything yet. So now I am pinging my switch from the PC3. So this is the pinging of switch from the PC3, and the TTL is now received. Now checking it in the MAC address table, whether the switch has learned this uh, MAC address or not. So here now you can see that there are two MAC addresses present. One of that PC2, and the other one for the PC3. One thing more that I want to tell you here is that there is a MAC address aging time. So after checking the MAC address table and explaining to you the switch MAC address learning and forwarding phenomena, there is the MAC address aging time. By default, the MAC address aging time is set to 300 seconds. So what is meant by the MAC address aging time? Basically, if for 300 seconds there isn't any activity from a particular PC, then that MAC address will be deleted by the PC from its MAC address table. So after every 300 seconds of no activity time, then the MAC address entry will be deleted. So 5 minutes we have to wait, then we will see that the MAC address is deleted from the MAC address table of a PC. You can of this switch. So you can increase the MAC address aging time according to your need, but by default it is set to 300 seconds. Now moving to our next task, and our next task is the configuration of a switch port as a trunk and an access port. So what is mean by a trunk port and an access port? Basically, when you have a switch port which is connected to an end device. What is mean by an end device? An end device is basically a PC or a laptop or some server. Then that particular end device must belong to a particular virtual LAN. So that end device will only be forwarding single virtual LAN data. So if you have a port of a switch which is connected to an end device that is generating data related to only a single virtual LAN, then you say that this port is an access port. But if you have a switch port which is connected to another switch at which multiple virtual LANs are running, so a port which is carrying the data for multiple virtual LANs is known as the trunk port of a switch. So you can configure your switch port as per your requirement as the access port or the trunk port. For example, this fast Ethernet 0/16 port, which is connected to the PC2, is an access port belonging to the virtual LAN number 1. So how to configure a port as an access port is very simple. First, you have to enter into the specific configuration for that particular port, that is the fast Ethernet 0/16, and then you have to configure the switch port as mode access. There are different modes available. You can see over here there are three modes available, that is the access port, the dynamic, which is a negotiation port. It configures itself as access or trunk depending upon the need, and the final one is the trunk port. So here we have the switch port mode access, and similarly for the fast Ethernet interface connected to the PC3, that is the fast Ethernet 0/19, can also be configured as the um, access port because it is also carrying data for a single virtual LAN. Switch port mode access. Also, one thing more you have to define, which I forgot in case of interface fast Ethernet 0/16. When you define a switch port as mode access, then you have to tell also the access virtual LAN. So here the access virtual LAN was virtual LAN number 1. So I will be repeating the same for the fast Ethernet 0/16 port. Switch port access virtual LAN must also be defined. So here we haven't created any other virtual LAN except the originally created virtual LAN number 1. So I'm configuring these ports as the virtual LAN number 1 access port. So this is the way to configure a access port. If you want to configure a trunk port, then the same can be repeated as switch port mode trunk, and in that case you don't have to configure this command, the switch port access virtual LAN. This command will not be configured. So if you configure a port as an access port, then two commands have to be run, that is the switch port mode access and then switch port access virtual LAN, whatever the number be. And in case of a trunk port, only the command switch port mode trunk will be configured. Now moving to our next configuration or the next item or the next agenda is the native virtual LAN number 1. As I told you earlier that by default on a switch, the native virtual LAN, the by default virtual LAN number 1 is already created, and you cannot delete this virtual LAN and you cannot create this virtual LAN. So by default, all the ports of a switch are in the virtual LAN number 1. And when you create a virtual LAN, which we will be doing in our next in upcoming labs, then we create a virtual LAN by our own self, and then we take out the switch ports from virtual LAN number 1 and put those ports in our newly created virtual LANs as per our requirement, configuring them as access ports. So this is the basic or basis of native virtual LAN, that is the virtual LAN number 1. Now moving to the console and the VTY configuration. The console and the VTY configuration of a switch are basically the same as that of a router. you know that there are basic two methods available to us in in accessing the switch. So switch can be accessed through console port, and as well as it can be logically or uh, telnet through a remote terminal. So we have to configure two different lines, that is the console line and the VTY, that is the virtual terminal or the telnet lines, for our login features. There isn't any auxiliary port available on our switch, so there are two options, that is the console and the VTY. So how to configure the console port is the same as that of a router, line console 0, and then you can configure the password. Let's say the password is set to console, and then the login command. I have already told you about this basic configuration in our basic CLI configuration lab. If you haven't seen that lab, then kindly watch that lecture in which I have configured the basic functions of a router. So the same is for this switch. This login command basically enables the password checking. If you don't configure the login command, then the password checking will not be enabled. So this is the login command. Now exiting from here and now configuring the VTY terminal lines. So there are 0 till 15 VTY lines, and then the password VTY, and finally the login command, and then the exit. So the basic configuration console and line VTY is configured. This can be checked by moving out of the switch and then entering again. Here you can see that I have made the console connection, and therefore it is asking me about the console line password, which I have now typed the console, and now I am entering in. I have entered into the user mode of my switch. Now the enable mode. Now the next command is to configure, next task is to configure the message of the day banner. So how did we configure the message of the day banner in case of a router? We just entered into the global configuration mode, and then the banner MOTD command will be utilized. So same will be done over here. Then we will be typing banner MOTD C. This is the delimiting character, which indicates that the banner line is now starting, and we will now write this is maxima switch, and then it will be terminated with the delimiting character C again. So this can also be checked by exiting from the switch and then entering again. Here you can see that we have the MOTD banner. This is the maxima switch, and now entering into the switch by typing the console password, and enable mode is now available to us. Now finally the setting of enable mode passwords, as I told you in the router basic configuration or the basic CLI lab, that enable mode password is very important password, and there are two types of enable mode password. One is the plain text password, and another is the enable secret or the encrypted password. So if you configure both passwords, that is the enable mode password and the enable secret password, then only the enable secret password will be utilized. So how to configure these two passwords is very simple. Move into the global configuration mode and type the enable command, and after enable you can see that the shift question mark help has told us that there are two keywords, that is password or the secret. So the password, if set, it is basically the unencrypted or the plain text password, so I'm setting it to Farhan, and then the enable secret password is set to, let's say, Tanveer. So these two passwords are set. Now check the running configuration of your switch, and all these configuration that you have done should be present here. So now you can see that these are the two passwords. You can see that Farhan password is in the plain text form, while Tanveer password in the form of encrypted text. The switch name is set to SW1, and here you can see that the interface virtual LAN number 1 was already configured with the IP address. This is the banner MOTD, and these are the console line and the VTY lines configurations. So I hope that this lab is now clear to you. In this lab, we learned about the basic admin functions of our switch, how to configure the switch, and one thing which I want to show at last is that what about the MAC address table now? So this is the MAC address table, and here you can see that both the MAC addresses are now gone because the aging time of 5 minutes is now over and there isn't any activity between the two switches. So if you perform now activity between these two switches by simply pinging each other, then inshallah there will be uh, uh, MAC address available to you for both the PCs in your MAC address table. Sorry, I will be configuring, I will be pinging the switch. So this is the switch TTL receiving to us, and similarly I will be pinging from here. And now if I check my MAC address table, then the MAC address table will show me both the entries. So I hope that the MAC address staging time and the other basic functions of the switch are now clear to you. Kindly like and subscribe my channel and share this video among your friends. Till then, it is time to say goodbye. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.